Okay, here's the second part of our lesson for today. So again, here are the steps that we go through every single time. Circle the angle, label the sides, decide which trig function to use, SOHCAHTOA, right? Write a trig ratio. Then we just were working on solving the trig ratio if we're trying to find the angle. Now we're going to be working on solving the trig ratio if we are finding a missing side. And the hint here says that we are going to cross multiply. Okay, so cross multiply to solve for the missing side. Okay, so here's my examples. All right, so again, step one is to circle the angle. So we circle the angle. We label the sides. Okay, so the 3 is right next door, so that's the adjacent. And the X is all the way across the triangle. So that would be the O, the opposite. Okay, so we have the O and the A. So again, I'm looking at my little Post-it note. Hopefully you guys have it somewhere. SOHCAHTOA. Right? So when I look at my triangle here, I have the A and the O, or the O and the A, whatever. So the A and the O, which one uses the A and the O? T, tangent does. So I'm going to write my ratio, tan. Now on this one, I know the angle, so I'm going to write 37. So on our last part of our assignment, we didn't know the angle, that was the X. Now we know it. Okay, equals, and then we need the O first, right? It's T-O-A. So we need the O first, so my X will go first. And then the A, the adjacent side, is the 3. Okay? So to solve this ratio, what I said on the previous page is that we cross multiply the proportion. So the first thing that we need to do is make this a proportion. And remember, a proportion is when you have a fraction, like we have on the right, equal to another fraction. So I just need to make this a fraction by putting it over 1, like that. Okay? So now I just cross multiply. Okay, so I'm going to multiply these two together. So 1 times X is X. And now I just need to multiply tan 37 times 3. Now again, there is a little bit of a trick when we're typing this in on our calculator. So when I type in tan 37, a parentheses will come up. Make sure you close that parentheses before you hit the times 3, or you will get a wrong answer. Okay? All right, so on my calculator, right, I'm typing in tan 37. I need to close the parentheses, then hit my times 3. Okay, so the answer is 2.26. And again, I'm pretty, well, actually, I did look. So on the previous one, the angle was to the nearest degree. I'm pretty sure the sides are going to probably be to the nearest 10th. So this would be 2.3. So X will be 2.3. Okay. One other thing with the calculator, if you think that you're going to forget to close that parentheses, then do the 3 first. So just do 3 times tan 37. And then it doesn't matter if you close the parentheses or not. Okay, so that would be another little trick there. Okay, let's try the next one here. All right, so step 1, I circle the angle. All right, I label the sides. So across from the 90 would be the hypotenuse. The X is going to be right next door, so that's the adjacent. So I look at my little mnemonic, SOHCAHTOA. I'm going to use ka because I have the A and the H. All right, so that means I am writing cosine. My angle was a 32. Then I need the A, so the A would be the X, and the H is the 13. Okay? All right, so we've got my ratio. Now we just need to make it a proportion, so I just put this over 1. So now I have a fraction equal to a fraction, and then we cross multiply. So 1 times X is X. Cosine 32 times 13, or again, 13 times cosine 32. If you do it this way, then you don't have to worry about remembering the parentheses. All right, so 13 times cosine 32. Okay, so it is 11.02, so we'll go with 11.0. Okay, and that makes sense. If the hypotenuse is 13, does it make sense that this side would be 11.0, 11.02, whatever the directions ask you to round to? Yeah, all right. Now, if you had gotten this side to be like 0.004 or something, that wouldn't make sense. Or if you got this side to be 25, that wouldn't make sense because, again, the hypotenuse needs to be the biggest. So you know this number needs to be smaller than 13. All right. One more here. So circle the angle. So the angle was the 28, right? Put the 28 there. All right. Across from the 90 is my hypotenuse. All the way across the triangle is my opposite. Okay, so I've got the O and the H. So that means I'm going to use so. So uses the O and the H. All right, so I'm now writing my trig function. S for sine. Then the angle was 28. Then the O was the X. And the H was the 15. I make it a proportion. I cross multiply. 1 times X is X. Sine 28 times 15. If I write it this way, I need to make sure I close the parentheses or I put the 15 first. So it's up to you. So 15 sine 28. All right, and we get 7.04. So 7.04, which would be about 7.0. And yeah, that makes sense. If the hypotenuse is 15, and this is kind of a shorter side over there, yeah, 7.0 would make sense. Okay? All right, now the last kind of question. All right, now we think that this is going good, it's going great. Now this one just becomes a little bit weird when we have to do our cross multiply. All right, so we circle the angle. Across from the 90 is the hypotenuse. Across from the 65, that's the O, because we went all the way across the triangle. So again, we're using so. We've got the O and the H. So I write my ratio, sine 65 equals, then the O is the 10, and the H is the X. So what's different about this one is when I go to cross multiply, now I get 1 times 10 is 10. And I multiply these and I get sine 65. Close the parentheses, right? Times X. So on this one, there's one more step that we have to do. Okay, so if I want to know what X is, that means I need to get rid of this sine 65. So I would divide by sine 65. Okay, so I come over here and I divide by sine 65. All right, so on this one, it's not just multiplying the number by the sign. This one we actually have to divide. Okay, so on my calculator, it would look like 10 divided by sine 65. Okay, so we get 11.03, which that makes sense because we're trying to find the hypotenuse. Okay, and if that one leg was 10, the hypotenuse does need to be bigger, right? All right. So if you are trying to find the X and the X happens to end up on the bottom of your ratio, then you are going to end up having to divide. I believe the last two questions on your homework are like that. All right. Have a good day. Good luck. Please stop in the chat room if you need any help. We can do the homework together. We're looking at a test next Wednesday. All right. And if you want any more practice than these 10 questions, there is IXL or the ALEX assignment. So go ahead and practice that if you'd like. All right, bye.